Welcome to our YouTube channel. Recent events in the UK have prompted a cross-party committee of MPs to investigate whether former Prime Minister Boris Johnson deliberately misled Parliament over lockdown gatherings. With the stakes so high and Boris Johnson's political future in the balance, our video will focus on the extent of his assurances over COVID rules were followed in number 10. Cabinet Secretary, Simon Case, has denied giving Boris Johnson any reassurances that the COVID rules and guidelines were followed at all times in number 10 during the Partygate scandal. Case, head of the UK's Home Civil Service, said he was unaware of anyone else in Downing Street giving assurances either. Two MPs who were Johnson's parliamentary aides recalled him being given assurances however. Sarah Dines, his parliamentary private secretary, said Johnson had asked a meeting in the cabinet room with officials, "We did follow the rules at all times, didn't we?" And more than one person in the room agreed. Andrew Griffith, also Johnson's PPS, also recalled reassurances being given. Jack Doyle, the Prime Minister's Director of Communications, was unsure of Johnson's statement that he had been repeatedly assured no rules were broken. He said he did not give Johnson assurances that COVID guidance was followed at all times in number 10, and that he did not advise the PM to say this. The evidence also shows that Johnson agreed to delete a proposed line for Prime Minister's questions stating that all guidance had been followed, after a warning from his former principal private secretary Martin Reynolds. The report also contains new details about the gathering in the number 10 garden on May 20, 2020, including an email from an unnamed official asking to set up tables for drinks in the garden. Lee Kane, Johnson's then head of communications, said the email's tone was in breach of COVID guidance, and that he warned Reynolds it was a bad idea. He added that it was clear observing all who attended and the layout of the event that this was purely a social function. In Johnson's interview with Sue Gray's inquiry into lockdown parties in Downing Street, he said it was okay to have a bottle of wine accompanied by alcohol in moderation in the garden during meetings, and that it was not against the rules as I understand them. So what does this mean for Johnson, who faces possible suspension from Parliament for 10 days or more without a recall petition? The evidence from Case, Doyle, Dines, Griffith, Reynolds, and Kane casts a confusing array of assurances and non-assurances on the events that took place in number 10. While Johnson is expected to argue that evidence gathered from number 10 officials conclusively shows that he did not deliberately mislead Parliament, the cross-party committee of MPs will have the final say and determine if Johnson was reckless or not in his statements. For now, Johnson is left to fight for his political future in a battle of words, and it remains to be seen if the committee will believe him. Thank you for watching our video. Be sure to check us out for future videos similar to this one.